ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सत्प्रत्ययाः किन्नु विहाय सन्तम् हृद्येष चिन्तारहितो हृदाख्यः कथं स्मरामस्तममेयमेकम् तस्य स्मृतिस्तत्र दृढैव निष्ठा मृत्युञ्जयं मृत्युभियाश्रितानाम् अहं मतिर्मृत्युमुपैति पूर्वम् अथ स्वभावादमृतेषु तेषु कथं पुनर्मृत्युधियोऽवकाशः सर्वैर्निदानं जगतोऽहमश्च वाच्यः प्रभुः कश्चिदपारशक्तिः चित्रेऽत्र लोक्यं च विलोकिता च पटः प्रकाशोऽप्यभवत्स एकः आरभ्यते जीवजगत्परात्म तत्त्वाभिधानेन मतं समस्तम् इदं त्रयं यावदहं मतिः स्यात् सर्वोत्तमाहं मतिशून्यनिष्ठा सत्यं मृषा वाचिदिदं जडं वा दुःखं सुखं वेति मुधा विवादः अदृष्टलोकानिरहं प्रतीतिः निष्ठा विकल्पा परमाखिलेष्टा स्वरूपबुद्धिर्जगतीश्वरे च स्वरूपधीरात्मनि यावदस्ति अरूप आत्मा यदि कः प्रपश्येत् सा दृष्टिरेका नवधिर्हि पूर्णा यत्पञ्चकोशात्मकमस्ति देहं तदन्तरा किं भुवनं च कास्ति देहं विना पञ्चविधं तदेतत् पश्यन्ति के वा भुवनं भणन्तु शब्दादिरूपं भुवनं समस्तं शब्दादिसत्तेन्द्रियवृत्तिभास्या सत्तेन्द्रियाणां मनसो वशे स्यात् मनोमयं तद्भुवनं वदामः धिया सहोदेति धिया समेति लोकः सतो प्रविभास्य एषः धीलोकजन्मक्षयधाम पूर्णम् सद्वस्तु जन्मक्षयशून्यमेकम् धिया सह उदेति धिया सह अस्तं एति Udeti rises, astameti sets. So what rises and sets? The Jagat. What kind of Jagat? Manomayam Jagat. The Jagat that is in your head rises and sets. In other words, it's a Vyashti Jagat that rises and sets. What is a Vyashti Jagat? Vyashti Jagat means, well, the individual Jagat, your own Jagat that you have crafted because of your subjectivity, because of your desires, unfulfilled desires and unfulfillable desires also. In fact, most of the desires are unfulfillable. Yeah, not easy to fulfill a desire. And anybody who has tried to fulfill even one desire knows this very well. Not easy. And so therefore, this whole Jagat is like that, your own Jagat. And your own Jagat rises with you in the form of your wants, your don't wants, your stresses, your worries, your fears and tears. No more than you wake up and you stretch like this, the worry also stretches. I am awake too. And then you say, wait, not so fast. I'm yet to have a cup of tea. And the worry says, feed me first. Forget your tea and breakfast. I need to be fed. I need to be entertained. I need to be loved. I need to be watered. I need to be nourished. Me. This is what it is. And then as soon as you go to sleep, they all go to sleep. Is this fair? No. It is terribly unfair, but this seems to be the state of affairs. That this Manomayam Jagat, nothing to do with Taittiriya Upanishad, the understanding of Manomaya as a kosha. Manomayam simply means, connected to the mind. And so this Jagat that has its home in your own head, your heady Jagat. So the Jagat in your head that makes you want to get ahead, and that makes you want to do this, want to do that, full of all kinds of agenda. I have to do this, I want to do this, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to get this, I want to have that. And once this is done, then my children's children will be taken care of. Seventh generation. Oh, but do you have a child? Not yet. Are you married? Not yet. Then why are you thinking of so much ahead? This is what means getting ahead of yourself all the time. And so this is the problem. Even and we are worse off than animals, I tell you. The dog will, the dog will, look for one bone. And when it finds the bone, maybe it will have a little bit of a, what's it's called, like an insecurity. And it will bury the bone. One bone it may bury. And most of the time, the poor thing forgets where it's buried, the bone, and digs up the whole garden and doesn't find it. Okay. And imagine if every dog thought, this bone is for my puppies, and the next bone is for my grand puppies, and the third bone is for my great grand puppies, and great grand puppies. Where is this going to stop? And so, with the human predicament is such that as soon as you wake up, you have a frown on your face, and the heart already sinks into the stomach and then gets digested also in the juices of the stomach. The heart gets digested, and so this is a very terrible linking, a horrible linkage between what? Between the Jiva Srishti, your own Srishti, and the Jiva. So the Jiva is, instead of living in Ishvara Srishti, seems to be tethered to Jiva Srishti. And that Jiva, along with the Jiva Srishti, sleeps, along with the Jiva Srishti, awakens, and the whole story, I don't have to tell you. The day starts badly, and then it maybe slowly gets better by afternoon, and then again evening is gone terrible, and then again, thank God I can sleep, and then the next morning it starts all over again. Cutting this connection is important. You wake up. Don't let the troubles wake up along with you. You wake up. Why do you want to have this, all these manasa putras, mental children in the form of all these worries? Why? Why should they wake up with you? You wake up because the sleep, in sleep, you are completely with Sat. You are fully with Sat. There is nothing other than Sat. All that there is Sat, Sat, Sat alone. You are that Sat in sleep. And from this Sat, when you awaken, you know what happens? Something very interesting happens. There is a small sliver of a space. There is a tiny little space where you alone are. Oh, what about the worries and ragas and dveshas and fears and tears? Where are they? They are still, they are still stretching. They are still partly asleep. They haven't yet awoken. This is the time to meditate. Oh, but I don't feel like getting up. Don't get up. Meditate in bed just for a couple of minutes. 1 minute meditation. The acronym is OMM, Om. How can you go wrong with that? 1 minute meditation. And it's a specific meditation which Adi Shankara gives out of the compassion of kindness of his heart, out of his own compassion. So when the eyes awaken, don't go forward thinking, oh, what to do today? Who is coming? Who is going? Where am I going to go? How do I fulfill these desires? How to get somebody to listen to me? All these things. Let that be. And don't go backward either. What did I dream about? Oh, how come this person was in the dream? Don't go backward, neither backward nor forward. Just be there with yourself. And Adi Shankara has composed 3 verses just for this, for the right awakening. Right awakening leads to the awakening of yourself as Satchidananda. ॐ प्रातस्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवैति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्घः. Even listening to this, you just immediately relax. You may not even know Sanskrit. You may not know whether he is, singing about what is it called, ice cream, or whether he is singing about the Atma. You don't know anything. But just listening to it, immediately you calm down and you say, oh, you wonderful chant. Where were you all my life? This is what you feel like saying. So glad to have met you. You are my new love. That's exactly how it should be. This is exactly what the purpose of this chant is. Pratasmarami. In the morning, I recall. What do you recall? What kind of dream you had? No. What did you eat last night? No. Then what do you recall? Hridi samspurat. Something that is alive in the center of the place that I call I. Because in any culture, who did this? If you ask, starting with a 2-year-old baby, I don't know where they learn it from. They say I. I. It's almost instinctive. So in the seat of the heart, where the I resides, where the I lives, pratasmarami. And in that heart, I recall, I recognize, I take the time to just connect to. This is all the smri dhatu. Smri means not just remember, recall, recognize, take the time to understand this. And what is it that I do? Pratasmarami, hridi, in the heart. Samsphurat. Samsphurat means that which is stirring me awake. That force which is stirring me awake. That force because of which I was asleep, that same force because of which I understand I am awake. That unmoving presence that causes everything to move within me, including my joints, my limbs, whatever I'm stretching, to awaken. And what is this Atma Tattvam? What is this I that I'm supposed to recall, supposed to remember? And the answer is Satchit Sukham. Satchit Sukham. Satchidananda. And Ananda is a big word. And that's why people who translate it say it is bliss. And that too, they put a capital B. So here, Adi Shankara makes it very easy for us. Satchit Sukham. That which is the source of my existence and the existence of the whole world. And that which is in the form of a sentient consciousness, the awareness which is called I. And that which is happy, Sukham. It is by nature happy. It doesn't need to be made happy. It doesn't need to be given anything to be happy. It doesn't need to be get a present to be happy. It doesn't need anything to added on to it to make it happy. Satchit Sukham. And then what? Paramahamsa Gatim. Paramahamsa Gatim Atmatattvam Smarami. Paramahamsa Gatim means Paramahamsa is like highly evolved Mahatmas, sages, saints, Avadhutas, very, very evolved Mahatmas. They are called Paramahamsas. So Paramahamsa Gatim, Gati means that Atma which is the end of all sages, even the most highly evolved, spiritually evolved sages. Turiyam, that Atma which is neither the sleeper. Oh, I didn't go to sleep. So I am not the one who is awake. What's going on? Help. Well, it is not a disconnect. Sleeper is Atma. Atma is more than the sleeper. And what else is there now? Waker is Atma. Atma is not the waker. Dreamer was Atma. Atma is not now the dreamer. What is Atma? Turiya. Short for Chaturiya, the so-called fourth. Why do you say so-called fourth? Because the first three itself are not there. Where will you get the fourth one? Atma doesn't sleep. Atma doesn't awaken. Atma doesn't dream. So no states are there. Atma is not in a state. You are in a state. Yes, you get into a state and get out of the state. But Atma is not in a state. And so therefore, the fourth is just from the standpoint of one's own ignorance, the Turiya. Paramahamsa Gatim Turiyam. And what is this? Yat Swapna Jagara Sushuptam Avaiti Nityam. That which is ever aware of the three states because it is not any one of them. And what is this Atma therefore? It is everything. It is Brahma. Tad Brahma Nishkalam. Nishkalam means that which is without any, without subject to waxing or waning or changing in any way, without having any aspects, any qualities. Tad Brahma Nishkalam Aham. I declare myself, I recognize myself to be that Brahman, which is Nishkala, which is free of all changes, no increase, no decrease, no changes. And I am that Brahman, Nacha Bhuta Sanghaha. Nacha Bhuta Sanghaha means I am not this assemblage of the five elements which I have mistaken myself to be. How long did it take to chant this? 2 minutes. Especially now that you know it with the meaning. Oh, but I'm not good at Sanskrit. Doesn't matter. Chant it in English. Chant it in English. Write it down in English. Chant it. And so this is how to wake up. And we are so far gone that a sage has to tell us, has to give us step by step instructions on how to awaken, because we have even forgotten how to do even the most basic thing that there is, waking up. Because otherwise, if you wake up along with the jivatvam, with the jivahood, with the complaints, with the fears, tears, all this, then that is a problem, because you'll never that inner space very difficult to get. Oh, but I can get it in meditation. Yeah, go ahead. To get it in meditation, no problem. But you know what? That is, it is much more effective to start it on the right foot first thing in the morning. And then you see how the whole day goes. You can write it down. In the morning, I recall. I hope you're writing it down. Somebody asked me to write, somebody asked for writing it down. Write it down right now. Yeah. In the morning, I recall. I recognize myself in the heart, which is the source of all existence, which is awareness itself. and which is by nature joyful. I recognize the I, which is the goal of the most exalted of sages. I recognize this I as myself, which is neither the sleeper, nor the dreamer, nor the waker, but the one that lends its existence and sentience to all the three without being any one of them. I recognize myself as the knower of all the three states, and as the all pervasive Brahman. That is not subject to change, increase, or decrease. I am this Brahman alone, not the assemblage of the body mind sense complex or the five elements from where they came. Keep it by your bedside, and next morning you recall as much as you can of this and read it. Read it before going to bed and recall as much as you can of this in the morning. And see, you can tell me tomorrow in the class if it makes a little difference to your waking up. Every day we will spend doing one stanza. There are three stanzas. So today we have done the first stanza and then back to Saddarshanam. And then tomorrow we'll do the second stanza. And then day after tomorrow we'll do the last stanza. This is a very, very important shloka. It is a wake-up call to the self. You know, in the temples, if you go early in the morning, there is a Suprabhata ceremony. Meaning, you know, in Rama temples, Krishna temples, wherever you go, the Lord who is supposed to have been sleeping all night, in our imagination, okay, the Lord doesn't sleep, otherwise the world will go into pralaya. But so, in our imagination, the Lord has been nicely sleeping because in the night we have what is called Dola Seva. What is that? You tuck the Lord into bed and you swing the Lord and then you say, okay, good night, and close the temple doors. So in your mind, the Lord, Rama, Krishna, whoever it is, sleeping. So then at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, when the priests go and open the doors, the first thing they do is, in fact, the chanting starts before they enter. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Chandra Pravartate Uttishta Narashardhula Kartavyam Daivamanhitam. So, you know, oh, son of Kaushalya, wonderful son of Kaushalya, what are you doing sleeping? The sun has risen. And if you don't wake up, how will we have a good day? Come on, please get up. Bless the world. And you have a lot to do. It's not just that we have a lot to do, you have a lot to do. Because you have a lot to do, then we can do what we have to do. Because without you, we are nothing. This is, you know, this is called Suprabhata. And then there is a, what is that? You know, this is Atma Suprabhatam in a way. Does the Atma need a Suprabhatam? No, because it never sleeps. Then this is one more paradox of Vedanta. This is one more paradox of Vedanta that you are singing it can't be called a lullaby, it's a wake-a-bye. Okay? Lullaby is when you lull it to sleep, wake-a-bye is when you wake it up. So why does it need a wake-a-bye when it doesn't go to sleep? Because it is as though mixed up in the I notion, which is connected to the body mind sense complex. And this is a gentle severance of that which is never involved, but because of Atma Ajnanam, one thinks oneself to be involved. And so this is why, this is why this kind of a new way of waking up is necessary. Even if you don't remember this whole thing. So somebody typed it all up. Thank you, Arpan. Very nice. And so even if you don't remember the whole thing, whatever you remember out of this will be priceless, because this is a priceless stotra, and the whole thing depends on how you awaken. And that this verse, Dhiya Saha Udeti, Dhiya Saha Astameti, tells everything. It's just a fantastic verse. Fantastic verse. And because we have been, this verse has been, this it's a build up of the last three verses. First we said there is a connection between the I and the body mind sense complex, the ahankara and the body mind sense complex, that the ahankara takes it to be its own. And then there is a connection between the I and the world, which is mediated by the sense organs. The sense organs bring the information, and then the sense organs may be very faithful in bringing the information, but the mind distorts it by saying, I want this, I want this, I have to have this, without this I'm nobody and I'm nothing. And then what happens? The sense organs just they report what is seen, and the mind is led astray. The ahankara leads the mind astray. The buddhi is gone, derailed. And so we saw that the whole world, first in the first verse we saw that the whole world is divided into three. And what is that? Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. And this is the theme for these first 9 or 10 verses. And then the theme will change a little bit. We'll see that also. So now this verse is just making it, just simply plain and clear, plainly clear, that that you are bringing your world with you. You are bringing a personal rain cloud that follows you everywhere you go, and just leaves a puddle that somebody else has to mop up after you have left. So they have to take care of you. They have to deal with whatever you bring. This is the problem. And so this personal rain cloud has to be, what should I say, cut off right upon waking, which is a good time, because, it's a sandhi. Sandhi means it is neither this nor that. So as soon as you wake up, you are neither asleep nor you are awake. Ha! Catch the fellow, catch the ahankara right then. Right there, catch the ahankara. Then it is very, very easy. That's why Sandhi is always a wonderful time for prayer. Early morning, then noon. Noon also, it is neither morning nor afternoon. So that noon, Abhijit Muhurtam, it is called, very, very auspicious for prayer. Then at twilight, again auspicious for prayer. It's a time of danger, potential danger. That's why we sit and pray, because it is a time of danger. But it is also a time of possibilities, where karma doesn't prevail, because it's neither here. Supposing somebody, let's say, had to fall sick in the afternoon. So at noon the person is praying, and then the sickness is standing by and saying, oh, I can't attack a praying person. I'll wait till the person finishes praying, and then I'll pounce on this fellow. But then in the course of the prayer, there is some transformation that has already happened. One is inoculated against new karma. We'll be seeing this in the next verse. One is inoculated against new karma, because the old karma in the form of sickness is bid a hasty goodbye, is told to leave. So there is no sickness that was supposed to come. Amazing things happen. And that is why we have stories like Lord Narasimha. Narasimha and Prahlada. Prahlada was a young boy devotee of Vishnu, and then his father Hiranyakashipu. And the father was a narcissist. There's no other way to put it, okay? He wanted the whole kingdom to chant only his name. Egocentric fellow. He did mantra diksha to the whole kingdom. He gave mantra. What did the mantra? What did he give? Om Hiranyaya Namaha, meaning himself. And everybody is chanting Om Hiranyaya Namaha, Om Hiranyaya Namaha, and his own son, a rebel of the highest order, says, no, 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 you are not Bhagavan. I want to go directly to Bhagavan. And he chants, he says, I have my own mantra. Sorry, Pops, I have my own mantra. And what is my mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That is my mantra. I am not going to have any of this. Sorry. And he tries to buy him off. He tries, what is it called? Love bombing him, buying him presents, doing all kinds of things. Doesn't listen. Then he gets frustrated. He said, where is your Narayana? Because he keeps saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Where is your Narayana? He says, he's everywhere. He says, and is he in this pillar? Definitely he is in this pillar. And then what? And then he kicks the pillar, cuts it in half with an axe, and a terrible creature comes out. Half, what? Half man, half human, half lion. Okay, and also a small, a tip. If there is an avatara half human and half lion, it is no fun. If it has a human body and lion's legs, what is the fun? No fun. So it should have a ferocious lion mouth and lion face and then human legs. That is how this Narasimha came out. And then what did it do? And then, I say it because I don't know whether it is a human being or animal, which is the Lord. What did he do? He grabbed hold of this egocentric fellow. It was twilight. Again, note, it was twilight, neither afternoon nor night. And then he took him on his lap, which was neither the floor nor the sky. And then where was he situated? On the threshold of the palace, neither inside nor outside. This is like, what should I say? Sandhi personified. Sandhi, 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 wherever you look. And then he just put his, claws in the navel. The navel is the seat of the ego, and tore him apart. Him means ahamkara. This is how to understand it. And so this is the power of the sandhi. So waking up when it is rightly done, then the whole day cannot go wrong. Even if it were to go wrong a little bit, you can recover quickly. You can recover quickly. The whole day doesn't go in the doldrums. This is very, very important. So tomorrow I expect a report on this. Okay, yeah, how the waking up was. I will want a little report. And then so धिया सहोदेति धियास्तमेति लोकः ततः धी प्रविभास्यः एषः एषः लोकः धी प्रविभास्यः. It is lit up by the buddhi. Eshaha, this, what is lit up? Eshaha lokaha, this loka, this jagat is lit up by the buddhi. Buddhya pravibhasyaha. And it is lit up by the buddhi. But is the buddhi an isotope, radioactive source of light? How is the buddhi? The buddhi is not self-lit. No, no, no. The buddhi is lit by the light of Atma. Lit means illumined. Okay, you don't take it literally. Illumined, brought to light by by the Atma. The buddhi shines in Chidabhasa, which is called the borrowed light. Buddhi borrows the light from the Atma, blessed by this Chidabhasa light. And what does it do? It illumines the whole world. Your own world, Ishvara's world, somebody else's world, all the worlds it illumines. And then what? Then then the question to ask, Ramana Maharshi says, the correct question to ask now is, where is this loka coming from? Clarification, please. Do you mean my own personal private loka or the jagat made by Ishvara? Both of them. Where are they coming from? Well, one is coming from my buddhi or my ahankara or my antakarana. And okay, where is your antakarana coming from? That I don't know. Well, this is why we need to read and understand line number 3. Dhi, loka, dhi and loka. Two things are there now. What are the two things? My buddhi and the loka, the jagat. Me and the jagat. What is the, uh, you know, what is this, the Janmakshaya. Janmakshaya. Janmakshayopetaha. So, that which is endowed with Janma. What is Janma? Birth. Very good. And Kshaya, Vinasha, death, decay. So, the buddhi is subject to decay, I don't have to tell you that. Everybody experiences that. As one grows older, one remembers less and less and less and less and less. That's why all the ginkgo trees in the universe are being over harvested. Supposedly, they give some memory. If you remember to take the pill, okay, yeah, that's another problem. So, supposedly, it helps with the memory. And then, you say, oh, but that's only available in China. I am in India. Don't worry, in India, we have our own thing. It is called Brahmi. Brahmi. And this Brahmi is really, really helps with the memory. Amazing. Just some round looking leaves. It's a creeper. It's a valli. It's a creeper with this size round looking leaves. And then you can even grow it hydroponically. Just in water also you can grow it. And it also grows in the soil. Quite a hardy creeper. And then you crush that. I mean, we don't know how else to take it. We crush it and make it into chutney and eat it. This is how, because food is the first kind of medicine anyway. So you can crush it and put some lemon and salt and make it like a chutney, or you can, perhaps boil it and make it into a tea. And that's, of course, also there in Ayurveda. You can make it into a nice tea and then you can drink it. And then that also helps with the memory. So the the dhi was born. Happy birthday, dhi, you can say, because the buddhi is born when the body is born. And the buddhi, buddhi means the mind, intellect, etc. The buddhi is born when the body is born, and the buddhi dies even before the body dies sometimes. And unfortunately, with dementia and other Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. And so here, so the buddhi is changing, correct? And the loka means the jagat also has a birthday. Happy birthday, Jagat. We can sing. And then that is the day when everything was projected. And then, and every day something new is coming in the Jagat. It's the physicists tell us that it is an ever expanding universe. It's expanding, 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 expanding. And then, so the people tell us this. And then, so that means new things are being discovered every single day. all the time. And then what? But that also is subject to kshaya. And if you don't agree that that is subject to kshaya, then just answer this question for me. Where are the pterodactyls? Where are they? Where are they? Where is the T-Rex? Where did it go? Oh, it's in that museum. It's not in the museum. A few bones were found, and then all the other bones were crafted based on the anumana, on the inference of how these bones must have looked like. And so you have a skeletal dinosaur somewhere, or you have an artist rendition of what it must have looked like. And so, therefore, this is where is it now? Kshaya. So the buddhi which, this is very interesting. The buddhi which recognizes the universe thinks very highly of itself. Oh, I am the cognizer. You are just the cognized. You are nothing. I am everything. You are nobody. I am the one. Without you, without me, you don't even have an existence. And then the buddhi goes like this to all the things in the universe. And then what? And the buddhi is the one to go. In fact, the universe outlives the buddhi. The universe has the last laugh. The universe also dies, but then the buddhi dies before. Look at how this ahankara is. Look at how stupid it is. And then it says, oh, I am the one, I say pot. And then when the pot comes to light, I say thought. The thought comes to light. I say jagat. Jagat comes to light. I say loka. Loka comes to light. And then what? Ha ha ha, I'm the only self-cognized one, and you you need me. Without me, you are nothing. That is why the buddhi is called chidabhasa. Abhasa means as though chit, but not quite. So the light of the chit shines here. It's a place where the loka is recognized, where itself is recognized, and the truth of itself also is recognized. Jagataha upalabdhisthanam. What is Jagataha upalabdhisthanam? The place where the Jagat is recognized is called Jagataha upalabdhisthanam. And what is that? Buddhi. Jagatah upalabdhisthanam, jagatah adhishthanasyaapi upalabdhisthanam eva. So that which is the place where the buddhi is recognized, is understood, the jagat is understood, is also the same faculty where the truth of the jagat is understood, namely the I. That's why the buddhi must be kept light, sharp, and sattvic. Then only this recognition is easy. So here he says, so dhi loka janmakshayaha. So this, what is this dhi? Dhi and loka are both finite. So the dhi which is backed by the ahankara thinks very highly of itself, but oh no, it is also finite. It is going, going, going. And finally, I'm not even there properly to say it is gone because I don't even recognize it when it is gone. Other people have to say, oh, this one doesn't recognize anybody anymore. The dementia has really progressed. The person with dementia will not say, I have dementia. In fact, they'll say, nothing is wrong with me. You are the problem. Why are you acting so crazy? Their whole world is, turned upside down. Their priorities are different. Everything is different. And so, therefore, the dhi and the loka are subject to kshaya and janma. But then, where is their home? Dhama means home. Dhaman. Where is their home? Where do they come from? Where is their, in India we ask a question, where is your native place? So where is your native place? Means where did you come from? Where do you belong? No, I'm living in Bombay. I know you're living here, but where are you originally from? Because a lot of kinship, connections are there. Where is your native place? And so, if we were to ask the question of the Buddhi, hey Buddhi, where is your native place? Hello, Jagat. Where is your native place? You know what? You will be surprised. The Buddhi and the Jagat, even though one is the cognizer, the other one is the cognized, both of them hail from the same place. Ah, isn't that surprising? I thought, oh, Jagat will have some kind of some place, and the Buddhi will have some exalted origin. No, the origin of both of them are tremendously exalted as you can possibly get. It is nothing but Purna Dhama. Purna Dhama means it's an abode that is complete. It is an abode that is limitless. The home of the Buddhi is an abode that is limitless. The home of the Jagat is an abode that is limitless. And then, and what is that? What is that abode? It is called Sadvastu. It is Sat. It is that because of which the Jagat exists, that because of which the Buddhi exists. When you analyze the Jagat, it is what? It is come from the five elements. When you analyze the Buddhi, that is also come from the five elements. And those who have studied the Chandogya Bhashya know this. Trivrit ekaika bhavati. Imaha tisro devataha. Trivrit ekaika bhavati. So this subtle, the subtle five elements have given rise to the buddhi, which is why it shows off in front of the inert jagat and says, "I am better than you. I can cognize myself. I can cognize you," and it shows off. But really, unless it is blessed by Satchit, it doesn't. It cannot even say. It cannot even say its own name. It doesn't have any capacity at all. And so the Sadvastu is the Purna Dhama of what? Of the Dhi, of the I, the Buddhi, which cognizes the Jagat and of the Jagat itself. And what is this Sadvastu? Janmakshaya Shunyam Ekam. Here we have to be careful. It's not Janma, comma, Kshaya, comma, Shunya. No. It is shunya, bereft, empty of janma, shunya, empty of kshaya, devoid of janma, devoid of birth, devoid of death, devoid of all other vikaras in between we have to take, devoid of birth, devoid of death, devoid of all kinds of changes in between, like old age, sickness, infirmity, everything. And whereas for the jiva, what is there? What is the jiva? As long as it's identified with the body, mind, sense complex, what is there? As the Bhaja Govindam says, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jathare Shayanam. Again and again being born, again and again, getting to experience death, and then again and again, what should I say? Swimming in the mother's womb and feeling all cramped, especially if one has to share it. Twins means less, half the space. And then you like to turn over, and there is another being right next to you, and its foot is in your mouth. What are you going to do? And then it's only the fourth month of the pregnancy. 5 more months, this has to be endured repeatedly, repeatedly. You can't even, there's not even enough space to biff the other or even push the other baby aside. No possibility at all. And then I don't know how, people, there is all this, what is that? Quintuplets and all these things. All they don't know. I can't even imagine how they are, how they, it's only Bhagavan that brings them to life. Even for one baby, there is not enough space. Especially if the mother sees something she really likes and overeats, and it'll be cursing the mother, oh no, what have you done? There's no place for me to turn over. Eat something to digest it now, quickly. Take some, take something. So this is the state. So because we birth is glorified. Birth is not glorious at all. Think about it from the the baby that is yet to be born standpoint. Nothing nice about it. Doesn't know what is there, doesn't know anything. And then is suddenly born and just ejected into this world of all strangers, strange smells, strange sounds, and supposed to be an independent being, and is given a 10-digit social security number for the most insecure being. So strange, very, very strange. And this is supposed to be this independent human being. So punarapi jananam, birth is not glorious. And of course, even if you want to say birth is so cute, babies are so cute, and such small, small hands and small, small feet, and so nice, I want to squeeze them, etc., etc. Even if you were to say that, okay, so then you think of life as going from death to death. Then then that will take away some of the pratibhasika here, totally. So go from death to death. Death to death means what? The first death itself, I don't know how I'm going to die. Kind of nice to be just struck by a bus or a truck. Struck by a truck. Then you don't know anything. You're just gone, finished. And then, that's nice. But then you think, but I never got to say goodbye. So many people. And then I just left. It's no fun. But then at the same time, I don't want to be lingering in bed for years and years together. In fact, even if I have children, even if somebody has children, the children will get sick and go away. Because how long to do seva? Children also will be fed up. They also have their own lives. And then so even this death, you don't know how it's going to be. And so if you can imagine one death after the other, all the terminal diseases you think of, and then in the medical dictionary, all the terminal diseases, then you will run to this class tomorrow and say, moksha, 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 please, 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 please. Please cancel the next birth. I don't want to plan to have it. This is how it is. And so here the sadvastu, that sadvastu which is you alone, which you when not yet fully known you. You know you are, but you don't know who you are. You don't know that you are Sat, you are Chit, you are Ananda, you are that glorious Purna, you are that complete, you are complete, you are limitless, you are non wanting, and above all, you are non complaining. That's not there. He did this, she did that, that one's always like that, this one hit me. Are you 5 years old? This one dissed me. This is not there. You discover the same in the same body mind sense complex. You discover the non-complaining being. It's amazing. An appreciative, non-demanding, non-complaining, non-judgmental, and a happy person you discover. The one that you always wanted to be, and you are. And so, therefore, this Sadvastu is devoid of birth. This Sadvastu means this Brahman, which is you, devoid of death. And then what? And don't say Shunya is not a word by itself. It is devoid, devoid of birth, devoid of death. And it is Ekam. How many Sadvastus are there? The answer is always Ekam Advitiyam. Ekam and Advitiyam. Janmana Kshayena cha Shunyam Varjitam. Like that you have to understand. Janmana Kshayena cha Shunyam Varjitam Sadvastu. Utpatti Pralayavataha Dhihi Lokayoho Karana Samagritvena Pratipaditam. Meaning it is the truth of all the changes, the changing jagat, the changing buddhi, the changing body mind sense complex, which is subject to utpatti, birth, pralaya, destruction. It is the unchanging cause, as though cause of everything which changes. It is infinite. It is you. That's all it is. It is you alone. Very nice. And that is what therefore has to be known. It has to be that this I has to be understood. It has to be known. How? The next verse will tell us. भवन्तु सद्दर्शनसाधनानि भवन्तु सद्दर्शनसाधनानि परस्य नामाकृतिभिः सपर्याः परस्य नामाकृतिभिः सपर्याः सद्वस्तु निप्राप्त तदात्मभावा सद्वस्तु निप्राप्त तदात्मभावा निष्ठैव सद्दर्शनमित्यवेहि निष्ठैव सद्दर्शनमित्यवेहि साधनानि भवन्तु साधनानि भवन्तु. What is sadhanani? Many sadhanas. So sadhanani bhavantu. Bhavantu, may they become. May they become. Bhavantu, imperative mode, plural, third person. So bhavantu, may they become. May they become what? Sadhanas. For what? Saddarshanam. May they become sadhanas for Saddarshanam. Sadhana means what? Means. Sadhana means the means for Saddarshanam. So, what is Saddarshanam? Sataf Purushasya Sarveshwaryasya Darshane Sakshatkare Sadhanani Sahakarini Bhavantu. Saddarshanam is Sataf Purushasya Sarveshwarasya. Saddarshanam here is Ishvara Darshanam. And now everyone is getting excited. Maybe at the end of this verse, studying this verse or chanting this verse, Ishvara will appear. That will not happen. Why? Because Ishvara has already appeared. And appear means what? Ishvara already is. Ishvara is already seated in the heart. So that which appears is subject to disappearing. So there will be no appearance of Ishvara because the one that is longing for this appearance is alone Ishvara. And that has to be understood. And so if there is some sadhana, some means that we can help ourselves, this is how we can help ourselves. So saddarshana sadhanani bhavantu. So what are the sadhanas? Parasya namakritibihi saparyaha. Parasya ishvarasya, of Ishvara, namakriti. Namakriti means all the nama, name, akriti, form. Yeah. Nama and name, nama and forma. Okay. Name and form. Yeah. So nama kritibhi, name and form. Akritibihi in the third case. So that is the instrument of what? Saparyaha. Saparyaha means various kinds of rituals. Fire rituals, pujas, and chanting, sankirtanam, various, kayikam karma, vachikam karma, manasam karma, all of this. Bhavantu saddarshana sadhanani. So, this is how the sentence would read if it was written in prose. Parasya nama kritibihi saparyaha saddarshana sadhanani bhavantu. This would be a prose sentence. So, parasya nama kritibihi saparyaha, worships. It is in plural. The word saparya is in plural. Why? Because it is hinting at, talking about various forms of worship. We will see that in detail tomorrow. Parasya means that which is the ultimate, Ishvara. Through the worship of Ishvara's name and Ishvara's form, these be considered. May the worship of names and forms of Ishvara be considered an aid to the darshana of Sat, of this Sadvastu. Darshana meaning understanding. To gain this understanding of Sadvastu, may this be considered. May the various forms of worship be considered a sadhana. You see, after after drilling our head with that oneness for the first 8 verses, on the ninth verse, finally he's coming to the sadhana. This is typical Ramana Maharshi style. Very, very beautiful. More we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.